Avalanche. We're a 4-piece hard rock band from Western Sydney. We're at the moment sitting in beautiful Newcastle just before a show at the Lasso Gallery. Currently on tour. My name's Stephen Campbell. I'm the bassist and lead vocalist. We've got
Ryan Roma, I play the drums, El Bateria.
Veronica, I'm the lead guitarist.
Martha, I'm the rhythm guitarist.
and we're Avalanche. Yeah, so our current release is Symptom Hell, which we are promoting on tour at the moment. It's an 8-track EP with a mixture of live recordings and studio recordings, 4 of each. It will be coming out in physical form on November 26th in stores all around the world through Slipstick Records. And
It's just a really quick, punchy rock and roll record, so
Pretty gut busting too.
it's pretty heavy and
and I think in all, we're really proud of this first project that we put together, and we're going to be releasing another one early next year, set for a single, and just super looking forward to it. Yeah, so I mean, all in all, we do split up the lyric writing altogether, but I do a bulk of it, so we'll generally have an idea of what we want a song to be, and then we'll start maybe coming up with titles or ideas of a chorus or some sort of catchy melody to go on with it, and then I'll start writing it around that as well, which is good because it gives you a sort of straight sort of perspective on what the song is about, but it also has that added value of the sort of inner thoughts of one person. Which I think really works well. You can tell.
A lot of our songs have double meanings, like balls deep and on your back.
Yeah.
But then others are like more straightforward, like "Sold My Soul to the Devil." That's just about the story of the crossroads. Robert Johnson, "Still on Your Soul."
Get back to Fuckwit City.
Just through our own interpretation of that, really. But I mean, yeah, Get Back to Fuckwit City is pretty straightforward sort of song, you know.
Just
like,
wrote that about living in Sydney.
and yeah, just fucking, if people don't like what you're doing, just tell them to fuck off. Yeah, the Symptom Hell EP cover art, we were lucky enough to actually have a graphic designer approach us when we were in the process of doing all the recording and getting everything ready, which I don't know how that happened, but it just happened to be a really good coincidence. But yeah, I think he's from South Australia. I'm from Adelaide.
Name's Angus with a V.
Yeah, I think that's all we know him by. I don't really know what his last name is, but yeah. Yeah, it was really good. He's a really professional, good way of doing it, because like the way that we sort of approached it was like we sort of gave him an idea, and then he sort of designed a bit of it, and then we sort of had a bit of back and forth, which was good because like it's, you know, you want it to have that artist's sort of interpretation, but you still want to have the band's own thoughts in it and our own touch on it. But yeah, I mean,
like our main idea was, Sent from Hell, so we wanted to do it like a postcard kind of thing, of like an interpretation of us playing a gig in hell. So we're like skeletons and demons and all that.
And yeah, he was really down for that, and I'm really happy with that. And I think it came out really, yeah, definitely one of the best things.
Props to you, Angus, legend.
I think it is pretty good to have a label behind you. Obviously, the more people you have behind you, the better it's gonna go. The more support you have, the better it's gonna run. But I mean, especially nowadays, like it's not absolutely necessary, because you can still go out there every weekend playing gigs and even doing tours or whatever you want to do, and you can still do all that stuff by yourself if you actually want to put in the effort and the time and try and actually make something of it. But having those people behind you, it just sort of takes away a lot of the stress. And I mean, for us specifically, our record label's a distribution company, so we basically do most of our stuff ourselves, like planning gigs, organising shows and all that. But when it comes to actually putting the CDs out there and promoting it, that's what they help us with, which I think turned out really well in our favour, because we actually really do like doing a lot of the stuff behind the scenes. I feel, you know, planning all the shows, planning all the dates, all the tours and that we're going to do, it's something that we actually really look forward to. But yeah, you know, as a necessity, I don't think so, but it's definitely something you want if you want to start taking it to the next level. So yeah, like I said in just the previous question, we do plan all our own shows and do a lot of the stuff behind the scenes ourselves, which I feel is good for us. It took maybe a year to sort of get really into the rhythm of it all and make sure that we sort of knew what we were doing, and not biting off a bit more than we could chew. But I think gaining that experience and that learning from that was possibly the best thing for us, because now we actually really do like organising and doing all that stuff. So, like, you know, you could have someone doing all that stuff for you, but at the end of the day, like, I feel very proud of the fact that we can say that we've done pretty much 90% of all this stuff by ourselves, which is, yeah, something that I really am proud of.
A huge epic fail, definitely blood all over the kit, especially from this scab attack, you know what I mean? But even if you don't, you know what I mean. But yeah, it's literally a bloodshed session on the snare and the whole kit. I'm sorry for the people that have to play after me, because it's not really fun. Yo, you got to do the cleaning up, you know? But yeah, that's a big epic fail in my experiences so far, and still going.
It's still going.
Arthur, do you have any?
Rhythm turned too high, out of tune, broke a string on our first show.
Yeah,
that was pretty funny. First song, actually, we broke a string, so it was fun.
That one show where I broke a string on my guitar, and then someone lent me their guitar, and then I broke a string on their guitar, and then they lent me another guitar.
And she had like a sprained wrist too.
And I had a sprained wrist.
Like all broken and shit.
We were about Valve Bar. We had we couldn't have Ryan that night, so we had a fill-in,
and the
like,
amps were in front of us, so we couldn't hear ourselves.
Like, you did it alright, but it was also really hard to work with someone that you don't really know what you're doing with, so that was so hard to
And when
to
you
do.
almost passed out on stage.
Yeah, the first gig,
Yeah.
I was screaming too much, so I almost passed out. I actually did pass out for like a split second.
But you kept playing.
I kept playing. Oh, well, actually I stopped for like 2 seconds, and then I was like, whoa.
Yeah, okay.
Out of the zone.
So, yeah, a lot of fails.
But you learn from them, right?
You learn from it.
And that's what practice is. You learn from your mistakes.
Practice.
That's it. I think definitely Airborne's Bone Shaker. Real hard, straight core blues vibe, you know?
Yeah,
Really like old school vibe kind of thing. Like, yeah.
It was interesting, and yeah, I got to admit, it was one of the most impressive things I've heard all year.
Yeah.
Bone Shaker is kick ass.
Yeah, and not to mention, you know, like another Australian band that's pretty much doing the same kind of music as us, so you could see why we really like them. But I mean, at the end of the day, they do know what they're doing really well,
100%.
and they do it 100% every single time, which is something that a lot of bands don't have nowadays, and I think that's what really impressed us heaps. So at the moment we're currently on tour in Newcastle. We started in Sydney, went down to Wollongong, down to Newcastle, then to Melbourne, and then at the end of the year we've also planned a little mini rock music festival called Avalanche Rock Fest, Volume 1, that we've planned with 11 bands. We've got playing at Crowbar in Sydney
On December 28th.
on December 28th.
And that'll be the last show of the tour.
That'll be the last show of the tour and the last show for us for the year. And then we're going to be taking a short break in January, February, making sure that we have some stuff done behind the scenes that we need to get done for the next release. And then we're going to be going back on tour in March for another month or so.
For a new single.
For another single, starting with Frankie's in Sydney, which has been a really big accomplishment for us. It's one of the best venues that we all love in Sydney. And it's taken us a long time to get onto that.
And
Massive
then-
hype, huh? Massive hype.
And after that single, we got a few more surprises.
A few more surprises towards the end of the year. Towards the end of the year, and you'll know we have something big.
Rockin' and rowdy.
What's the next question? Big thanks to everyone at Antichrist magazine for letting us do this interview. It's been a bit of fun. But
Maybe some
seriously,
outtakes.
we really appreciate it, and we really appreciate any support you guys can help us with. So thanks heaps.
Rip Lemmy.